Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Got another beer here from the ShruBrew company, and this is from the ShuBrew company from Harmony and Zeilienople PA. There we go. Got the smoke machine going already. That was early for the smoke machine. Smoke machine's already going. Fog machine. Anyway, yes, this is the Jungle Boot IPA. Drink fresh maggots. There we go. There we go. Little army guy in the front there. And it says, hours after stepping off the bus in Paris Island, I was issued my first pair of jungle boots. What I didn't know then was that my journey in the Marine Corps would lead me to San Diego, where I was introduced to India Pale Ale. This beer pays homage to the beers that inspired us to do what we do. Zachary, shoemaker, owner, and brewer from ShuBrew. So there we go. Malts: two-row, Munich, Crystal, Dextrin. Hops is Chinook, Centennial, Mosaic, and Citra. All the information except canned on date and ABV. I don't believe that's on there. Oh, come out yet. Throw it in the ShuBrew glass. And again, there's two locations, Harmony and Zeilienople PA. This is Lotus Black Metal. Yeah, there's all the information you want in the world on here except for the ABV. Up to the light, nice haze, nice hop haze going on. Definitely not haze for days, run clear for years, but nice hop haze, what we are used to, an old school hop haze going on. Nice streaming carbonation coming up there. Got that straw golden orange kind of color there. A little bit of an off-white head. Alcohol leg sticking, probably looking about 7% alcohol by volume sticking there. Very, very nice. Let's get some aroma. Cheers. Ah, very nice citrus tones, almost dish soap. Those dish soap quality of citrus tones. Nice lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, orange rind. A little bit of a breadiness, dare say a hint of caramel, but more breadiness. Nice pepperiness, peppery, spicy quality. Pepperiness mixing with that nice grapefruit, citrus, lemon, tangerine kind of rind tonalities. I really do. Oh, excuse me, I have an itch. It does sound very distasteful for some reason, but that dish soap, when I say like dish soap kind of citrus tone, I always love it though. I always do. So let us get into this. Cheers. Even though it does seem like it has a nice breadiness to it, it's a drier beer. It dries out the palate. Those pithy qualities. Nice breadiness to it. Everything's a little bit muted. It's not as bombastic as the aroma would lead you to believe. There's hints of grapefruit, hints of lemon, little hints of maybe an orange rind too, a little pithy orange rind, but nothing's too juicy, nothing's too in your face, nothing's there. It's everything kind of muddled together a little bit, unfortunately. Again, a date would be nice. Now, I bought this directly from the brewing company in Zeilienople, so you would think they would only have the freshest of the fresh of the beers there, but you don't know. Without the date, you don't know. Excuse me, I have an itch. Sorry about that. It is really nice. It does still lend that kind of tropical citrus tone of that dish soap citrus tone there. You have the grapefruit, lemon kind of qualities kind of definitely peering through the veil, hitting you with that piffy kind of dry quality. A lot of grapefruit more than anything. A little bit of a floral herbal tone, perfumey tone, just a little bit of a floral perfumey tone, hint of that, mixing in there with those two qualities. A nose that needs that happening to it. Yeah. Now, this is a nice old school, not dank. It's not that dank resinous West Coast, that kind of thing. Because he said they were landing in San Diego, California and stuff. It's not that West Coast. It's got Centennial and Chinook and stuff in it, but it's not giving you that dankness. It's giving you a nice little perfumey tone. It's giving you that nice grapefruit tone. But it's not giving you that West Coast style or anything like that. But at that same token, that same note, it is giving you those old school, what we thought were fucking amazing 5 years ago, old school IPA tones. So I can see, I like that. I like that about this beer. Because here I am, sometimes I find myself too stuck into the times now. Here I'm thinking like, okay, where's that sweet, all those sweet mangoes and sweet this and sweet that and done this and that. Because that's what the IPAs are of today, which sounds completely stupid because that was only a few moments ago in time. But that is now and that was then. This is one of those beers that like harkens you back to when we were going absolutely apeshit. Because you take like the beers that people are going crazy about today, like the Trilliums and Treehouses and stuff like that. New Trail, for me, a New Trail beer, or over in England you have the Tract beers and stuff like that, the Tract brewing beers, and you take a High Lie, like, you know, I know that's even a somewhat newer in the last couple of years, but you take a High Lie or a Resin 6 point, and you put them next to that. Resin and High Lie just kind of get thrown off the shelf because they're not, you know what I mean, they're not comparable. This harkens me back to those kind of beers, the High Lie, the Resins, the this, and that other half, was it? I can't remember what was it called, the Daisy Cutter by, something like that. Those kind of things that they don't blow you away today, but then they fucking did. They did amazingly. They blew you away because you never had a beer like that before. Remember the first time? There's a little dankness now coming through, a very subtle dankness. But it is subtle. There's more grapefruit, perfumey tones. I remember the first time I had a palate wrecker from West Coast. What was it? Is it West Coast? West Coast, the Green Flash. Green Flash palette record. Wow. Crazy. Cat pissy. You know what I mean? That kind of tonality. I've had beers worse than that, as far as more potent, more bombastic. Now you hit palette record again, you're like, oh, what was that? That was nothing. It's kind of funny how you take the little ride. Like I've had Plain the Elder twice now, something like that. That beer doesn't do anything for me. Just never did. It was like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, a little grapefruit, no big deal, a little but you get Double Jack, and my heart sings. Fresh Double Jack is still probably one of the best beers ever out there. But today, in today's idea of marketing and stuff, and what people drink today in the hazy IPA craze, Double Jack doesn't hold up. It's one of those kind of weird ass things. This beer here harkens me back to the Double Jacks and stuff. Makes me think of those beers. Which makes sense. You're not gonna pay homage to beers that influenced you by making a beer that people today drink. You're going to make a beer that is a culmination of all the beers you drank then. And this makes sense. You know what I mean? That's good. And it can't be that old, because this is one thing that beers that taste like this are known for. Once they get more like than 6 months of age on them, especially 6 months, they start getting that, maybe even 4 months, they start getting that confectionery sugar back sweetness that comes out. This one doesn't have that. It's very clean as far as that goes. Yeah, it's pretty balanced, pretty clean, very easy drinking, tasty. Like it, good. Maggots are good. ShruBrew, there you go. I'm glad that he's carrying, a rocket launcher and a bazooka, and his standard AK, and all those beers, and that, and that, and that, and that, and the machine. That's good. He's prepared. BP, be prepared. Boy Scout motto. That's good. He's prepared. Here we go. And if anyone was wondering, just because people sometimes do that kind of stuff, when I'm going, I have my grandfather's, after he passed away, because that was just, somewhat recently, but not that recently. My grandmother gave me his tape player that, he used to have. So, now that I'm back in the dungeon, instead of having the vinyl player behind me like I used to have, I'm using his tape player, and I'm going through my cassette collection and just very randomly as random can be, just grabbing a tape and throwing it in for the reviews. And that's why now you're hearing different music, because of their cassettes. Instead of my vinyl collection, we're doing cassettes, and I like the fact that I get a chance to use my grandfather's cassette player. Excuse me. This is a little bit more carbonated, but I had a Cool Runnings before this, or a Kolsch Runnings that was a little carbonated too. That might be coming up now. But more black metal, death metal, really crazy stuff, cassette stuff, limited presses, those kind of things coming up on the channel. Hopefully some people like that. I'm going to try to keep it on the low scale as far as volume goes, so it's just background noise. But if anybody hears anything they like, let me know, and I'll try to make sure I can get that information to you of who's on the background music today. Hopefully you enjoy being back in the dungeon. I certainly do. It's been far too long. I might need to spruce up the dungeon and add a couple more devilish things to it, if you know what I mean. It is the season. So until then, I'm gonna give this one. I don't know. I was gonna get an 8.5. I think I might push it right up to a 9. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time drinking it. It's harking me back. It's making me think of all these beautiful beers. Like, for instance, fresh Double Jack, I give it a 10 to. It's making me almost think of that. So I think a 9 is well due, and it's the first 9. It is. I will make a mention of this. It is the first 9 I have given to almost a dozen beers now I've had from the new PA beer run that I did do. Nothing has got a 9 yet, so this will be the first one. The first 9 will be the Jungle Boot IPA from ShuBrew. Honestly, they're pixelated, they're magic mushroom, those things, the Zeldas and everything, they're too dry. If you're going to be a fucking haze crazed bastard, you want sweet, disgustingly juicy fruits. You want that, like I'm eating a fresh mango and doing all these crazy things. And if you're too dry, man, you're losing the point. And it just tastes muddled and messy, and what the fuck are you doing? So not saying ShruBrew did that, but I'm just saying, I'm just, I've had some beers that have, like, you had that, like, Blueberry Cream Machine. You had those titles, but you didn't get to that accolade, you know what I mean? So, this one definitely gets the 9 out of 10. My first 9 out of 10 from my whole PA run. And I'm very, very glad. I'm not sure if anyone else noticed this, but I'm very, very glad that PABrewNews has been very PA-centric with the beer reviews lately. And that's going to keep up, too, because there's at least 30 more, maybe 30 more reviews coming up after this one. Maybe 20. I'll say 20. A good 20 reviews coming up after this one. That's all PA. PAs in general. There might be like a single cut now and again. But other than that, very PA-centric. And I like that. It's good. Actually, I'm going to probably, maybe not to Evans City, because that's going to be another year before I get down to that way. But probably going to plan out another PA trip for 2019 that's not Western, and try to hit a couple more breweries this year. I don't know if I'll do like videos and stuff, little videos. I'm going to do a little video collage of the little trip I made around the PA here. It's very short, but it's, it's a couple a brewery here, a brewery here, a brewery here, like 15 seconds, 20 seconds here and there, just to show you a random thing of the insides of where I was. I'm not really big on filming while I'm out, but I'll try to get better at that as the year moves on. I'm going to do that, and then I probably will hit a couple breweries and new breweries that are coming up this year. I got on Twitter and found a couple places that are opening up either this year or opening up next year. So, excuse me. Boy, that carbonation is coming up. It's coming up hard now. So, definitely looking forward to doing that. Definitely looking forward, especially if it's a new brewery. Like, it's definitely 2019, 2020. I'm going to try to make sure I get there, film, get as many brews as I can from them, and shoot it up as fast as I can, because definitely you want to support the local breweries, especially the new upcoming breweries. Definitely want to get them out there, get people coming to them and supporting them. So that's awesome. One of the ones that I've wanted to go to for a long time now, which they do a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout, and that's my kick. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, they're a long ways away in usually the opposite direction I travel. They're in Delaware. Trying to think. They're from Yardley, PA, and they are on the Delaware. Yardley it's something stupid. It's from Yardley, PA. It's Vault Brewing Company, and it's Shawnee on the Delaware or something like that is the local golf course / hotel restaurant. I don't know, something like that. But it's on the New Jersey border, and that to me is a long way away. I usually don't go that way, but I know Matt's doing some stuff. Matt has some BrewTuber hangout thing he does once a year. I missed it this year, but maybe next year. But Vault Brewing Company is something I definitely wanted to. I've had my eye on them for quite some time, so I might check them out as well. This turned into a lengthier video than I was hoping, but I started talking, and that happened. So we're gonna stop talking right now and finish this off. I gave you but you already know what I thought about it, 9 out of 10, so you probably stopped watching quite a long time ago. So I think it's good. Yes. 9 out of 10 for the Jungle Boot IPA. Drink fresh maggots from ShuBrew, Zeilienople, and Harmony, Pennsylvania. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers.